Okay, lesson 3, we are going to be talking about multiplying polynomials. So that means it's not just distributing one term to multiple terms, it's distributing multiple terms to multiple terms. Okay, so if we take a look at the first one here, the quantity of x minus 6 times the quantity of 4x plus 3. Okay, I use what's called double distributive property, so I'm going to distribute the x, and then I'm going to distribute the negative 6 to both terms inside the other quantity. Okay, so now I'm going to do x times 4x and get 4x squared. X times 3, okay, that's the second rainbow there, to get 3x. And then I'm going to distribute the negative 6, so negative 6 times 4x is negative 24x. And then negative 6 times 3, negative 18. Then I combine my like terms, and I have 4x squared minus 21x minus 18. And there's nothing else I can do because those are the only like terms that we had that we could combine. So then this is my answer. 4x squared minus 21x minus 18. Okay? So double distributive property. Here is another way of doing it. Instead of using double distributive property, you can make what's called a table. So I write out both quantities. I wrote out the 3x squared minus x plus, and then the positive 7. And then on the side, I wrote the x and the positive 2. If you want to put the plus in here, you can. But now what this means is where each of these boxes meet, okay, I multiply those together. So I multiply the 7 and the x together. I multiply negative x and x to get negative x squared. I multiply 3x squared times x to get 3x cubed. 3x squared times 2, 6x squared. Negative x times 2 is negative 2x. And 7 times 2, 14. And then I combine any like terms and write it out. Okay, so 3x cubed, it's my only cube. Again, I'm going to write in standard form. So highest exponent to lowest exponent. So 3x cubed. Then I combine my x squared, so 6x squared and negative x squared gives me 5x squared. Combine the x's, so 7x and negative 2x is 5x. And then my only constant is 14. Okay, so using the box method or a table method rather than double distributive is something that you can do as well. Okay, you could have done the double distributive here. I'm going to distribute the x. I'm going to distribute the 2. You would end up with the same answer. So it's just another method that works if you like to see it that way. So if you choose to do it that way, that's fine too. So if you were to make this into a table, it would be 3x and 1. Okay, and then you have x and 4. Okay, and you start multiplying. 3x times x, 3x squared. 1 times x is x. 3x times 4, 12x. And 1 times 4, 4. And then combine your like terms. So 3x squared is my only x squared. X and 12x gives us 13x. And plus 4. Okay, so just showing you a couple different ways. Okay, you have the double distributive property or you have the table. Okay, the next one is called FOIL. It's a acronym that accounts for first, outside, inside, and last. So if I use FOIL on this one, okay, you do the first term in each binomial. So 3x times x, that's first for the f. Okay, so 3x times x gives us 3x squared. And then outside, so the outside term, so that would be 3x and 2. 3x and 2 is 6x. Inside, negative 4 is inside. X is inside. They're the inside terms. So that's negative 4x. And then last. So last term, negative 4 times 2, so negative 8. Then combine the 6x and the 4x, so I get 3x squared plus 2x minus 8. Okay? So really the FOIL is just a way of remembering double distributive property, because this is what my double distributive property looked like. It looked like distributing 3x to both and then distributing negative 4 to both. And FOIL is just a way of remembering that. Okay, so then we'll practice a couple here. I'm going to skip the first one. I'm going to take a look at, let's go to C, and we're going to look at D. Okay, so we're just, this time I have a binomial multiplied by a trinomial. Okay, the last couple that we've looked at were binomial times a binomial. So 2 terms times 3 terms, and that's fine. I just distribute the f to all 3 terms inside the second one, and that's going to give me f cubed plus 3f squared minus 4f. Then I distribute the 2, so I have 2f squared plus 6f minus 8. Then I combine any like terms. I don't have any other cubes than the first one, so that's just going to stay as